Welcome to the Open House podcast where women talk real estate. I'm Steph Douglas, and I'm coming at you alone today because I'm talking to the ranch crew about our most recent ranch work week and a little bit of a 2-year update. We are about to hit our 2-year anniversary of owning the ranch. Just a small reminder, if you haven't listened to the ranch episode that we did a while back, you can definitely go listen to that. But I bought a ranch with my friends. It's actually 5 partners. Two of those 1/5 pieces are owned by couples. So me and my fiance, my mom and her partner, and then 3 of my close friends. We bought a house. We bought a house. We bought a ranch house in 2021, and we just want to talk about how it's going, what type of income we're seeing from it, what the sentiment is after the 2 years of ownership. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk to them. And I'm excited for you to hear this just because it's easy to say we bought a house and we bought a ranch and we bought a beach house, but it's less easy for it to, go well. So we want to be transparent with you about the whole entire process. I also wanted to remind you that you can also always book a call with one of our agents here in Austin and the surrounding areas. So if you're thinking Buda, Kyle, Manor, Pflugerville, Round Rock, we're here for you. The booking process is really easy. You just go onto our website, book a buyer or seller consultation, and it's I have a very strong aversion to not online schedulers. I just want to schedule everything online, like my reservations, everything. So the fact that we have that for you is unique in the real estate world. So go ahead and book a call if you're interested in buying or selling your house in the next year to 2 years. It's never too early to talk to someone, especially if you're unsure of the next steps. An agent can really talk you through those steps, and our agents are experts. Especially if you're interested in something that's a good investment. We all on the team own real estate, own multiple properties, and we love teaching people how to do that, but also in a creative way, in a way that promotes community and, of course, income. So I'm excited to um, obviously be here every week, but we always forget to tell you that we have agents here in Austin. A couple other things that are going on in our world here in Austin. We are almost finished with our office. When I say almost, that's kind of an overstatement. We have flooring in that's being painted as we speak. And then the designers are coming back next week to finish it out. So it's very exciting. And it's been such a process. I can't wait to talk to you about it in length, but that's just a short update. We're working with the designer, Danny Cleric. She kind of blew up on TikTok, and she has really cool and interesting ideas. And hopefully they'll be executed really well in our process or in our office. But we definitely, I mean, it hasn't been without its struggles. So and y'all know that we're going to be transparent about that. I also completely finished out the shipping container conversion. That was really fun. Go to TikTok if you want to learn more about that. And then I have one more project to finish up this summer. I did 3 summer projects, and I will say it could be too many. But all to say, we are excited to talk to you about the ranch. The numbers and all of the dirty details are on the first episode. We won't really get into that on this episode. It's more of an update of where we are, how we're feeling, and how the work week went. But if you're interested in the deeper details, then go ahead and go to the previous episode. All right, let's get into it. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I have part of the ranch crew here. We're missing two crucial members. Everyone's crucial, but we're missing 2 crucial ones, and they have given us their blessing. Well, Eleanor gave us her blessing. My mom has not responded yet, but I think she'll give us her blessing. Can everyone just go around and remind everybody who they are and what percentage they have in the ranch?
Sure. I suppose I can go first. I'm Christoph. I'm 1/5 owner, 20% in the ranch project.
Ian?
Yeah, I'm Ian. Also a cool 20%.
Shanna?
I'm half of the 1/5. I don't know how to do percentages, so whatever that is.
Yeah.
I'm Michelle and I equal 1/5.
Yes. Alan?
And I'm Alan, and I also split my 1/5 with Steph. We're partners
Yes.
together.
So essentially 5 ways. I know we already talked about this on the original ranch episode, but just a reminder. And if you have questions, or if you're listening to this and you're like, wait, I need more information, you can go back and listen to the first ranch episode where we talk through like structure and money and all of that. But for now, we're going to do a little update on the ranch. We're about 3 months away from our 2 year anniversary with the ranch. Is that right, y'all?
Oh wow, I hadn't
I
thought
think
about
Al
it,
and I were
but
talking about this. Yeah.
Because we bought it in 2021, right?
yeah, November of 2021, right? It's the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost been 2 years. And I wanted to just kind of like check in since we just did our work week, which was an intense like 5 days of work at the ranch. So um, I know Shanna was not able to make it. She's had her own actual work blow up, not blow up, but yeah. So everybody else was there. Christoph, what were the like goals in your mind of the work week?
Yeah, over this past spring, like a lot of stuff around the house, nature-wise, have gotten kind of wild. You know, it's like wild land out there, so stuff just grows out of control. And at a certain point, you have to go in and start hacking stuff back. So there were like a bunch of trees and stuff that were growing around the house, and we think they were involved in like some issues we were seeing with like, I guess we'll get into, but like scorpions and stuff like that in the house. So in an effort to like clean up the general environment, so we just went through and cleared stuff away from the house, took some dangerous branches away, things like that.
Yeah, that was like the main thing that you worked on.
Yeah.
Ian, what about you? What was your role or goals in this?
I was a proud member of the dump squad. And
Yeah, I feel like I'd have to be in the mix too. Me and Ian were taking things to the dump crew.
dump crew, baby. Yeah, and that is exactly what it sounds like. We were just hauling all of our trash out to the dump.
Yeah. And then Shanna was involved initially in the screen crew, which I proudly stepped in and took your role. But you had a role in like planning it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was, we've recently screened in a couple of rooms at our house. So, like, I've identified, like, stay away from the bugs thing. And so I thought it would be so easy. Just after seeing how easy it was kind of doing it at our house, I was like, it would not be too hard to screen in that back patio. And that would be a huge added bonus because also when the leaves are falling, for some reason that patio is just where they all gather. So being able to like keep that a clean space, we'll see how it handles it this fall. But that was really something that I thought would be a good add to the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. So as you can tell, it was like value add and maintenance essentially, because we bought the house and if you listen to our first one, it was in really rough shape. And then we also bought it with all of the furniture that was there. Like they didn't touch anything. They didn't clear anything. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, it was like, okay, well, yeah, no big deal. But the dump crew can attest. It's a lot of work to like clear stuff out that is trash.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, way more
yeah.
work than you think. You think of this like, and it's made more difficult by the fact that you're way like we were 25 or 30 minutes to the closest town, which is a very small town in itself. So it's not like, oh, we'll just take a Goodwill run at some point, or oh, we'll have someone, we could post this fridge and someone will come pick it up. Like you're
Yeah.
kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so you have less access to that stuff and you're not in the city.
Yeah.
Um, so every trip, like we were taking things to the dump, it was like an hour round trip. So it was like loading up the truck, about 30 minutes there, and then you got to dump it, and then you're 30 minutes back. So it takes time just
Yeah.
to get anything done out there.
Things just get so dirty out there. It's wild. Okay, so like Christoph said, we're like in the middle of nature. What what critters have you experienced, Christoph? What have we all experienced?
Well, I mean, I think the one that caused everybody the most consternation is probably little yellow scorpions that pop up around there. Um, I had some situations with Eleanor finding them, and when she wasn't expecting them, and
Yes.
getting some good reactions from her about that. But they just generally, I've had the same situation even in Austin in my old apartments, and they get in through tiny little cracks, and you can't really keep them out. You just have to manage whether they're in the house or not. So we were, finding them, trying to get them out. Um, Eventually, I ended up, doing a little bit of a poison spray, pesticide spray when I went through. So,
Yeah,
hopefully that's
after
gonna.
the doggies left, because like there at some point you just need to poison things.
Yeah, it turns out that way. At some point, you need to bring out the big guns, but
Ugh,
and then also, I mean, it's out in nature, right? So, there are little field mice. That's the current theory that we have like little field mice that just get in through a crack looking for stuff. And at the moment, I think it looking nice because it's not like they're in the house. That's like they're living in the house.
yeah,
But I was at working theory for a little bit, and we tried to trap them, stuff like that. It's just a bunch of like pest maintenance like that, and
yeah.
just wild Central Texas things. Snakes around. I don't know.
Yes, yes. I mean, I think that if anyone is interested in buying land, it's going to be something they have to deal with. And so, and it really, I thought that we were gonna have to deal with it a little bit more. And it's just been recent issues. Like Ian took his cat out there to do some work to earn her keep, and that didn't go as well as we planned.
I thought it went brilliantly, but then she got distracted like a cat, and oh, she's actually making an appearance right
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
You heard
Yeah,
her
she
name.
did. She did catch a mouse,
She
but
like
then
did her
she.
job, yeah, and then played with it,
And then let it go.
and then let it go.
So she needs some on the job training, but it's
Yeah, she's
fine.
actually trying to hunt a bird outside this window right now.
Oh, oh my God.
yeah, I
It's
see her.
it's so
Uh,
funny that she popped up on cue too.
I know.
yeah.
I saw
She's
her
like,
run
"Oh,
in. I
y'all
was
are
like,
talking about me. I better get
Yeah.
on video."
you heard her name. Yeah.
Oh,
She's
and there's
definitely.
Juno.
Oh, we have the one of the
Oh no.
two absent ones that has joined. Hi, mom. She is one half of the 5% with Shanna. So
Like a
basically, yeah, I guess so. I guess if that's what we're saying, a tenth. Um, but no, we're joined. But
we're yeah.
what talk about the screen patio project? What was your take on it?
I think it added so much to it feels like another room now.
Yeah,
And it feels so much more usable. And really, like the posts were there. So we did score on finding that great 4x6 in the barn. And we were able to use that to frame the door.
yeah,
And then, I mean, the total cost of it was right under $300.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
for
that's amazing.
$300, that was a huge, like you could go out there. It just felt, I mean, no, dust does get in. It felt less dusty. It just
yeah.
felt nice to go sit out there.
I know. I'm excited for us and then for our future guests. And I
Mhm.
think that definitely is something that people could do at their own houses. Like I'd never considered doing that until y'all did it at your house, and it's like an extension of your house, especially in places where there's lots of bugs.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the effect of it. Like just the one day's work put in, and then the bang for the buck factor on that kind of thing is
Yeah.
really impressive to me. I wouldn't have thought.
We did stain the boards, which Shanna and I have never done. Like that was, I think that made it look nicer because Shanna's and ours are just like the board. We just build it with the
Yeah,
boards.
the boards from the hardware store, which can make it look unfinished, but it really doesn't change that much as far as like functionality goes.
No, not at all. It
Yeah.
just, I think the stain protects the wood. It gives it one more layer of protection.
Yeah.
And some of that wood was on the cement that we attached with, brackets between we attached them with brackets between the posts, but then we also glued it down. But it's going to
Yeah.
be sitting on water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got weather treated boards, but then we also stained them. So
Yeah.
hopefully that helps.
Okay, so we that was the longest we've ever stayed there, and we all stayed there kind of together. I know there was like some off and on, and some people came a little later, but like for the most part, it was the longest we've stayed out there. What were your thoughts around that? Like it was 5 6 days. Anyone have thoughts on it?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a little bit. Like, I guess I was sort of preparing myself for the experience, like I always do, because I live alone, so it's kind of like 0 to 100 when I go from here to like there with everybody and sleeping in like the trundle in the little hallway space, um, but being out there and the rhythm of, and I've experienced this before, but like the rhythm of like having work to do during the day, everybody's doing their stuff at sort of the hustle and bustle, and then at night everybody comes together and has dinner together and that sort of thing. A kind of sense of community and like a camaraderie kind of situation. It's
It felt like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit. It felt a little bit like summer camp. And I've been thinking more about it that I've overheard people talking about this idea in so many places of let's just buy land with our friends and like make a bunch of houses on it, and this commune idea that's kind of becoming popular. But thinking a little bit more about it, I'm wondering if we're just basically trying to redefine the concept of a neighborhood and people having a community like they used to, instead of just having their singular space that they install their family into, and they don't really have any sort of relationships with the people around them. So
Yes. I mean, that who haven't you talked to who's like, I'd love to just have yeah, land with my friends and have a commune, and it is like a we used to have that, and then we went to these silos that we all live in by ourselves with our nuclear families, and now we're trying to get back to the community feel. I know you think it's just neighbors, Christoph, but like your neighbor, not all your neighbors are like cool.
oh no, for sure, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not claiming I know all my neighbors, but I guess that's like the aspiration that people are
Yeah.
maybe subconsciously trying to get back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was nice having a cook.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we
mean,
had Eleanor, who is not here. She took on the cook duties. I mean, not cook duty, like the chef. She's like basically a chef. But she knows how to plan so well for meals. I mean, what she did was shop for every single meal for 7 of us for a whole week. That seems like literally impossible for me.
Yeah.
And we left with not that much unused stuff. It was very impressive.
Yeah. And she made these delicious meals. I'm
amazing.
yeah, so fun. I agree, Christoph. Like coming together at the end of the night and having dinner together, it's so fun. Alan, any thoughts?
On the idea of coming together and having or staying out there for a week.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Yeah, it is fun. It is a real way to get stuff done. I was thinking just from like the portion of me and Ian were doing, and the idea of it taking that time, the fact that like having like 3 days to like you break down stuff, you take it, and like you could really, because we've tried to do projects out there before. We got there the night before, we wake up the next day, we do a day, and we have to leave, and like nothing ever gets completely done.
yeah,
And our whole list didn't get completely done, but like a lot of items off it did. It was like a significant improvement from just being out there from consistent time. Um, and it's kind of nice. It's nice when you're there and you're all together because you get a lot of more work done than like at night we watch like Survivor or we have like dinner, and like one night we all drank these ciders that were like way stronger than we anticipated and got like sugar drunk, and it was like I don't know, it was a really fun time. It was like a good mix of work and play.
yeah. I was not fully looking forward to it just because it's 105 degrees in Texas, and I was like just it's just a lot of work, and when we go out there it's kind of stressful because you have to get back, but the idea of just like kind of taking a leisurely time to do those things and not having to have it finished by 5 p.m. when we have to get back to Austin, I really preferred it to a shorter trip. Okay, switching gears to how it's been going as far as like rental income goes. Like we've had a couple things happen as far as rental, like exciting things, and then some like slow things. Does anyone have any things to share about that part of of the ranch?
Well, we've had a couple Pure Space bookings where we had movie filmed. Oh, that was through Airbnb, but movie filmed, a couple photo shoots. So that was a good bonus.
Yeah.
It's kind of dropped off right now,
Yeah,
but I mean, we've had some good fun. And Shannon was really good about reading all of the reviews, and overall, people really like it.
yeah, that's so
She
nice.
might say more about that.
Yeah, Shanna, what are people saying?
Well, I almost said this while ago when we were talking about the insects and things. Like the only thing they said, we want it. We're from the country. We know what it's like, and we wanted to come here and see all the different insects and bugs and things around. But we were hoping they would all be outside, not in the house. So that was like kind of one of the things that it was like, yeah, we've got to figure out ways to like clear the brush and seal all of the whatever just to make sure things weren't in the house.
Yeah.
So, but that's one of the things. But there's in there's a location a little bit south, like in Gonzales, Texas, that they have a lot of like horse events, I guess, and so we've had a lot of people that like to just come and stay. They're used to the country. They like to just come and stay at the ranch on the off times, and they love that it's like close enough. And we even had one guest that was going to bring their horse out and let it walk around out there. So we wanted to tidy up some fencing and stuff. So I don't know. I think it's been really good, and we've got really good reviews. So um, I think it's just that feedback of like, well, we were looking for the games and we didn't find so
Yeah.
just kind of shoring up some of that, I think is important. But
Yeah. I would say we definitely took a risk on the location. Like we didn't know it was like an unproven thought that we would be able to, cover expenses and make money and all of that in this location. And it's definitely not a destination like Wimberley is or Fredericksburg, which are two, little destination towns where people go to get away from the city. But I have I've been pleasantly surprised. June and July were really good. June, I think we, doubled our expenses and income, and then July we definitely like solidly covered them. And then there's other months where we don't quite cover, and so like getting that to be more consistent is a huge goal for me. I think that as soon as we can get that, like every single month we at least cover our expenses, I will feel a lot better about it. But like you said, Shanna, it is hard because it's an hour away to make sure all of the games are there, the pieces to the games, that nothing's damaged. It's like it's an investment in time and money.
Also, I would suggest future that we have we have a mind melt. We meet for dinner or something, and we go through the listing, and we all give suggestions to like make our listing better and our some of our advertising, because
Yeah.
we have it on Airbnb, VRBO, Hopper, Google. So we have it on a lot of sites. So I think that's something that we can do to improve.
Yeah. We also, I just put it, I don't know if I told everyone this, but I just put it on the Texas Film Commission website where they're going to like review the listing and get like hopefully list us for people to do film shoots there, which would be so cool if we could just like solidly book it with film shoots.
And that was always the thing I was most excited about, and also the event, the actual shoot that we had, or the slasher film in what was that,
Yes.
June.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that's like the feather in my conceptual cap
Your
about this whole
Yeah.
project.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Mine was to like host retreats or a camp or kids camp, because there's so much nature out there. When I walked it with Christoph's mom, she had so many good ideas. But my niece, her husband does breathwork classes, and she said he would come down and do a breathwork like weekend or something. That would be a fun venue. Like create it like a venue for retreats.
Yeah.
We
I
have not
know.
done that, so
There's the thing about the ranch, like we just had an off-market person potentially interested in selling, so we all had to, or sorry, an off-market person potentially interested in buying it, and so we all had to kind of like consider what that would be like to sell it. In this case, it was like for a good price, and so like when I think about it, it's like we didn't. There's so much potential. It's like it's sad to think about like we didn't do the camps like you wanted, or like I would love to have a big like party like out in the country in the barn, and like we didn't do everything we wanted to yet, and so hopefully it's tough because it's like a second job for to do those things, third job, fourth job for some people.
Yeah, I was going to mention that when we are all together or whatever, but like trying to balance Alan and I's dump trips with like having to answer emails and like trying to actually work was like really
Yeah.
hard because you weigh yourself out and then you're supposed to like sit down and try to use your brain to science, at least in my case. And I was just like, I'm so exhausted. I don't want to do any of this right now.
Yeah.
But like we're out there for a week. Like you have to try to balance your regular work.
Yes, and everyone was working from home. It was an interesting, I mean, the community part of that was like so cute. People were working in the saloon, and Christoph had his work set up on the bar. It was really cute, but I mean, as someone who has a very flexible work schedule, I empathize with the people who had like their meetings out there and stuff.
How did
Yeah.
the Starlink hold up out there?
Oh, great.
Yeah, Starlink's always been good, but also it's luckily because it's literally the only choice.
I think they're making another choice out there, GVEC. I think there's stuff happening out there, which is exciting for us for like the long term future. But yeah, Starlink, we have Elon Musk's internet, and it is so good. um, and then the other thing, what else did I want to talk about here? Oh, the mice. We talked about that a little bit. We tried to trap them in with humane. Christoph bought some like bucket traps, where they would like fall in and get the peanut butter, and it was like in theory like such a good idea. And then we caught nothing.
Yeah, caught nothing, and also very little evidence that they were even around. Like sometimes they get in the trap and they manage to eat the food and without setting off the trap, but I checked all of them and they were all still baited, not even a nibble. So, I guess the theory is just like Ellen brought up, it's just little tourist mice on their way through, and
have,
yeah,
have
I'd
those,
love I'd love for that to be
yeah.
true. Tourist spots.
They're like, I love this place. It's great. They left a great review.
like little sticks and bindles walking through.
Yeah.
I'm snackable
Oh,
for
that's
that.
adorable.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to, just like our 2 year update, anything else, any other thoughts? I know that, like basically from my perspective, and please add anything, is that we haven't been consistently covering our expenses, but since we have 5 people, coming out of pocket isn't like breaking the bank. And we know that in the long run, and even potentially in the shorter term, it is a good investment. Oops, sorry. Even if we need to come out of pocket a little bit right now. So like that's kind of where we are. We're not like killing it. We're not like getting all these bookings and making all this money, but like we're right in the middle for me.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
always my
think.
expectation. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that was my thought, or on when we were talking about just kind of the rental property as is, or the short term rentals. Is like it's hard. I didn't expect it to. We kind of have to make the ranch like a event in and of itself, like a venue in and of itself, because there isn't anything out there. And I just thought like, oh, people would like it for it's like country, like getting out into like the rural aesthetic, whatever. But that doesn't actually draw that many different types of people, which is what you probably want in your short term, like to be constantly keep getting booked. So really, like that's what's been difficult for us is like turning the ranch into an attraction in
Yeah.
and of itself without anything else.
Do you know what? Oh, I just had gave me a really good idea that, we've had a couple homeschoolers go out there because it is isn't Gonzales where Come and Take It
Yeah.
is, and then there's so it'd be good to get on their websites and
Oh, the homeschool websites.
yeah, and just like pitch it to homeschoolers.
That's a
So
great idea. Yes. That's the struggle is like, yeah, making it something that is easy to find, is we get our name out there a little bit. But unfortunately, in a lot of cases, it takes time and money, and that's where we're stuck. Like I do think that it would book better if there was some sort of water feature, and
Yeah.
so people were able to come out there, have a day at the pool or to have a day by the pond or whatever, fish. But again, that would take so much money, and like it's kind of still unproven. So that's a struggle. That's been a struggle in my mind. It's like it would be great, but it costs money and all of this.
And the upkeep.
Yeah,
So
I know. We
Yeah.
need a Hagrid.
we do.
All right. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I appreciate y'all coming on. Mom, do you have anything else for updates? Okay. What?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Okay. Yay. Thank you so very much. And we'll probably do this again in a year. And I will talk more about like the off-market sale situation, like probably on the open house podcast. Are y'all okay with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. All right.
Yep.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Ranch Crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.